Hey everybody, it's Michael B. Thank you so much for checking out the video. In today's Friday News Blast, we've got some really interesting news to share with you. First off, I want to talk about the GRS Super Joystick Ikari Warriors Limited Edition. This is an officially licensed product coming from Thunderstick Studios, our friend Glenn Planamento, and it's going to be a plug and play with arcade accurate controls. On top of that, you guys know I love real pinball, but the problem is pinball is super expensive. Well, there's a company out there, and not-for-profit, called Project Pinball that constantly do these pinball raffles where you can actually enter for a chance to win a pinball table for a minimal price compared to what the actual purchase price is, and all proceeds go to help a very needy cause. And last but not least, I want to talk about the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K and the coverage from Wagner's Tech Talk. So far, I've been following along, and I'm super impressed, so I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. So that's right, guys, we got a bunch of news to share with you today. First off, with the Super Joystick Ikari Warriors Limited Edition coming out for Thunderstick Studios. Then, of course, I want to talk to you guys about the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. Our buddy John Wagner has been doing an excellent job reviewing it, and I'm super impressed with what I have seen so far, so I want to share some of my thoughts on that. And last but not least, I do want to talk about this great group out there called Project Pinball. They're running these, seasonal pinball raffles and raffles on special edition pinballs that you might be interested in, because for a small fee, a minimum percentage of a full pinball table, you can enter for a chance to win with pretty good odds, and in the process, help kids in need. Anyways, before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that YouTube jazz. So if you guys are a fan of plug-and-play controllers and consoles, you'll want to check out this newest release from Thunderstick Studios. Our buddy Glenn Planamento, he is coming out with his first ever Super Joystick, and it's a limited edition Ikari Warriors joystick, officially licensed with SNK. Now, the thing about Ikari Warriors, it has a very specific joystick that the original arcade machine used. No other multicade has really recreated this experience, so this is a first-time experience coming out with Glenn's stick. I also want to give huge credit. That sizzle reel for this product is absolutely badass. Whoever you got to do that, Glenn, they're worth every penny, man, because this is really cool. So, guys, I'll leave a link down in the description below, but here is the product order: Super Joystick Ikari Warriors Limited Edition, US only. Glenn, you know us in Canada want these too. And shipping in November, $79.99 US. What you get here is the joystick, and here's my problem with this. Glenn, you know I'm not good at putting things together. I'm not buying a construction kit. I want to buy a joystick. But in Glenn's nature, everything is build. He seems to think everybody is engineers and architects, but you actually put the controller together yourself. It actually looks really cool. It has that original arcade feel. You guys can take a look at it. There's all the parts. A little overwhelming to me, like when I got the GRS Build-A-Cade. I'm sure many of you watched my stream where I tried to put this thing together, and it was only supposed to take me 40 minutes, and it ended up taking me much longer. So if you're more technologically advanced than I am, this is probably not overwhelming to you, but I'm like, Glenn, how much did it cost to get one already built? Anyways, very cool of Glenn to do this. His stuff is always super high quality parts, and of course this is officially licensed with officially licensed art from SNK. This looks like it's going to be a winner, especially if you want that specific Ikari Warriors control schematic you're not going to get on another multicade. So anyways, guys, that stick is now available for pre-order. Looks like it's going to be shipping early in November. I'm going to be going to the Cleveland Gaming Classic in a little less than 2 weeks. Hopefully Glenn will have some in person. I'm excited to check it out, and even though it doesn't ship to people in the US, maybe I can convince Glenn to sell me one there. Who knows? Anyways, moving on, guys, I want to tell you all about this great group, this great charity called Project Pinball that I discovered this past year. And honestly, the bulk of my gaming money for the last couple months has gone to Project Pinball. And I think this is something you guys might be interested in as well. So guys, if you're not familiar with Project Pinball or the Pinball Project Charity, what they are is a group of individuals that actually run these seasonal raffles on pinball machines, pinball paraphernalia, and the money raised goes to support bringing the love of pinball and joy of pinball to children's hospitals. Honestly, children in these hospitals, it's hard enough being there. So having something like a pinball machine on place to kind of take your mind off everything that's going on in your life and how hard it is, sounds like a pretty cool thing to me. So I think what they're doing is a really good cause. Apparently they have pinball machines out in 62 current children's hospitals, and every time they run one of these campaigns, we get to buy tickets with the proceeds going to support that. So I say, yeah, giddy up. So for those of you familiar with the way ticket lotteries work, we used to do a lot of this with our not-for-profit charity organization that I work for as well, is this works a lot like a 50-50 draw. So basically they cover off the cost of the purchase of the pinball machine, and then of course the additional costs then go to paying off all the expenses from running the charity, and then the money there goes to put a pinball machine in a children's hospital. And I could be wrong about that. I'm just assuming maybe it is 1-for-1. They raise twice the cost of the pinball machine. One part goes to the winner, the other part just goes directly to the children's hospital itself. So I can't say for sure, but I'm assuming it works like a 50-50 draw. So just this morning, they launched the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary limited edition pinball machine raffle. So you guys know this pinball machine, highly sought after and also super duper expensive. So right now, this launched this morning, they're already at 61% of their goal. Whenever an LE machine goes up or a special draw like this, usually these raffles sell out right away. I remember the last time when Venom went up, it sold out in a couple hours. I missed the first draw, but I got it in the second Venom LE, and it was gone in a day. Like, it took them a day to raise the totality of the funds needed. As you can see, they're currently sitting at $15,861, 61% of their $26,000 goal. So guys, if you squint right there, you can actually see my ticket purchase. They call it a donation, but I mean, let's be honest here. Call a spade a spade. It's a ticket purchase. There I am, entered in for $130, which is the ticket on this one. The prices vary depending on what the contest is, so I'll go back up to the draw itself. One entry is $130. You can buy two entries for $260 or three for $390. There's no quantity discount. An entry is an entry is an entry. Anyways, they've got other raffles as well. Let me just pop back out here and see if I can show you some of the other ones they're doing. They've got a Stern Pro Model Summer, which is still going on. They haven't closed that one out. Let's take a look. If you wanted a Stern Pro model, they're currently at 62% of their $12,000 goal. I mean, it's a pro machine. Not everybody is as excited for premium and LE, so it does take a little bit longer to get those. And if we go back here, we'll take a look at the premium pinball machine raffle for fall. I am also in on this one. They are currently at 42% of their $17,000 goal, $7,140 raised. So, like I mentioned, tickets are a little bit less expensive for those. One for $85, and then so on and so on. It's multiples of $85. Go back to the Pro one just to show you guys again, and a ticket on the Pro one is only $60. So again, your ticket is based on basically a number of 200. So for every ticket you purchase, you have a chance of 1 in 200 of winning that pinball machine. Tickets are expensive, but that works out to the very cool odds that you get. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I just like gambling with my money, but I feel good about buying tickets on this, taking a chance, and also supporting a great cause. Last but not least, I wanted to talk to you guys about the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. So the EVT unit was shipped out to John Wagner, friend of the channel, close acquaintance, John Wagner, a couple weeks ago, and he has just been putting out some great informative content on the machine in different levels. So if you head on over to Wagner's Tech Talk page, he's got a whole page set up about his experience with the EVT, showing all his videos, back talk side view, of course, table of contents like John has, going over all the notes. And one of the big things that people have been asking for here is a Q&A about basically all the features and little bits of information about the AtGames Legends 4K Pinball. You can find it out here. The other thing is, he's actually hosting a contest. If you want to win an AtGames Legends 4K Pinball, check out Wagner's Tech Talk. Basically, when everything's sorted out, maybe it's already going, I'm not 100% sure, but he got 1,000 likes on his second video for the AtGames Legends Pinball. So he's going to be giving away a Legends Pinball 4K. Keep tuned for how that contest is going to work, and maybe a lucky individual will walk away with a free Legends Pinball 4K. Then, what I really want to talk about is the last video he did, because I always thought this machine looked pretty cool, but I already have an ALP, I've already got the Buy Stuff back box, I have my Rachel Vibs board, I have a computer already hooked up to it. I mean, what can this do to justify an upgrade for me above and beyond what I already have and how much I've already invested into it? Well, this last video really opened my eyes. So in Wagner's last video that he did for the ALP 4K, he did talk about OTG, which is something very near and dear to my heart. I love the AtGames Legends Pinball for its accessibility, where I can hook a PC up to it, and this basically becomes a fully operational virtual pinball machine. But there was a lot of barriers to entry with that in the past. With the AtGames Legends Pinball, of course, it only really had 2 screens, and then in order to actually use the back box on the actual back box, you had to purchase an additional Vibs board in order to bring a second screen from your PC to work with the machine. This machine, which I was surprised by, has 3 screens which are all available and accessible right from the hop with the AtGames Legends 4K Pinball. This really opened my eyes to all the cool stuff that we could do in the virtual pinball, and hell, even Pinball FX world, bringing your games to this cabinet through cabinet mode. So guys, as you can see here on screen, this is Pinball FX running on Wagner's Tech Talk using his OTG connection from his new laptop, and honestly, with all the screens, everything looks fantastic. This gives me a lot of hope for how good Pinball FX in 4K, and of course Visual Pinball, can look on this machine. This is one of the things that makes me say, you know what? Maybe I can part with my original AtGames Legends Pinball with the Buy Stuff back box, which is excellent, because this is going to do everything I need and a little bit more. And just one more note on this machine, I did have to laugh. Poor John gets this AtGames Legends Pinball 4K, and it's not a review copy. He doesn't get to keep it. This is the EVT. He's got to send it along, and in order to actually get it running well on 4K and actually do the review right, he had to go out and buy like a $1,500 laptop in order to get it done. So like, I feel so bad for the dude. Like, talk about dedication. The guy went above and beyond, went out and spent a bunch of money, as you can see there, to make sure you guys were getting the best review he could possibly give you on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. So good job, Wagner. So anyways, guys, that's everything I wanted to cover today. The AtGames Legends Pinball 4K, John's doing a great job coverage on it. I think he was definitely the right person to get this review sample that is going to be moving along, the EVT. I don't know what EVT stands for, but, you know, basically this demo unit that's coming out, engineering sample, because I think he is doing such a good job covering everything in detail. Even in that last video, he went over the lag details that just in such fine detail. Great job, Wagner. And the machine itself, I have to tell you, after some initial concerns, especially about the fact that this is going to be a 4K screen with a refresh rate of 60 hertz instead of 120, which what you really want for 4K pinball. So far, seeing the lag test that John did and seeing the gameplay through video, everything looks really good to me, and like I mentioned, I already have an ALP. I've already invested a ton of money into it to get it to do what I want. So, as excited I was about the ALP 4K, I did have a little bit of hesitation because I already bought so much. But, through this process, watching what this machine can do above and beyond what I already have, it's really changed my mind on the 4K pinball. Now we just have to wait to see what the price point is going to be. Anyways, outside of that, also Glenn's Ikari Warriors Super Joystick looks very cool, especially the fact that you get that Hall effect joystick for the first time ever. If you're a fan of Ikari Warriors, do yourself justice, play it right, pick up Glenn's joystick. And then last but not least, Pinball Project Charity. If you guys ever dreamed of having a pinball machine in your house, but it's super expensive, like we all know, maybe this is an opportunity for you to drop a fraction of that money, buy yourself a ticket with a pretty good odds, 1 in 200, of winning a pinball machine, and don't feel bad about it because all the proceeds are going to help sick children, bringing the joy of pinball to them. I think it's a great charity. Jump on it and go support these guys. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments what you think of all the news we discussed today. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. Happy Friday. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.